So today, this live session that we have all together is going to be dedicated at how to really understand your competitor's marketing strategy. There's an emphasis on really. The goal is really to make sure that we can get the best of all the data that you can gather on your own competitors. It's easy to see what they're up to, what their website looks like right now, what their ads are looking like right now, that kind of stuff. The goal is really to find the insights, the real, let's call them nuggets, you could get from their strategy to really make sure that you can understand what they're doing, why they're doing this, and at the same time, use these insights to your advantage. So in this session today, there are 4 main things that we're going to do. The first one is no BS. We're going to see all of this together with a few examples that I've actually selected just before. How to identify key changes your competitors are doing, how to transform aggregated data that you could get from them into insights for your own company, and then, of course, how to use these insights to your advantage. So first thing first, it doesn't matter if you're in a competitive market or in a specific niche. Those insights apply to both of you. It doesn't also matter if you're a complete beginner in marketing. You're going to see you don't have to be an expert in this field to actually try to make sense of your competitor's marketing strategy. It also doesn't matter if you have a small budget. Most of the things that I'm going to show you today, you can actually do them manually if you set aside the time. So the only thing that actually matters is you making sure that you can spend less than an hour per week to do this stuff. All right. So how to automate and make sense of all your competitors' update. Just a little introduction before we dig in. Of course, you won't be able to know everything your competitor are doing. The good news is you don't care that much about knowing absolutely everything that they've been up to. There's a lot of noise. There's a lot of things that they're doing, that they're trying on their side. They don't even know if they're doing this correctly. So your goal is not to have a global overview of every single move that they've made in their marketing strategy. The goal of this webinar as well, is to help you cut through the noise and find valuable insights. That being said, let's go. We're going to have a first part where an overview of competitive intelligence itself, and I'm going to say it this way: why does it matter? First thing, nothing that you could get from your competitors is 100% certain. Gathering data about your competitors, your goal is not for you to build their own P&L. Gathering data about them is not about building their own P&L, but to help your decision-making process. You don't need to know everything about your competitors. You need to know what matters for you in order to take the right decision when you have to take a complex decision. Even if at some point you are able, because you know someone or whatever, you have a lot of data about a specific company that is a competitor of yours, you'll see that it actually doesn't really matter and you'll just be swamped with the data. The real goal of competitive tracking, of competitive intelligence, of tracking your competitors the right way, the goal is to help you making smart decisions without getting lucky. By getting the right insights from your market and understanding the main trends, you can take better decisions for your own marketing strategies. And the thing is, running a business is uncertain. You're trying to perform within your market with almost unlimited unknown variables. Competitive tracking, competitive intelligence, all the data that you can gather from your competitors and the insights that you're going to get out of them, this should help you make better decisions, create better campaigns, organize your website in a better way. And this is a real goal you should keep in mind when you're looking at what your competitors have been up to. And that's why, because decision making is a process. Your goal is to position yourself, get the context, define your goal, and then you can take a decision. The cool thing is competitors tracking can help you on the first 3 steps of making a decision. Of course, not all decision matters at the same level. For most of the decisions that you're making every day, they actually don't have big consequences. We'll focus today on marketing decision making through competitive intelligence, on the consequential decisions, the ones when you should gather evidence and spend time deciding. And the whole gathering evidence part, this is where competitive intelligence is really gonna help us. Hey. So, first thing first, as I've said, the goal of this webinar today is going to see how competitive intelligence can actually help you take better decisions and how you can really get a sense of the data that you're gathering, of what your competitors are really trying to do and what's working for them. Your goal is quite simple. You should explore your competitive landscape, aggregate the data, clarify your uncertainties, position yourself based on the data that you've gathered, think about the risk, and then take a decision. As I've said, this is where competitive intelligence is helpful. It can, for instance, I've taken a few examples here that we're gonna work on together during this webinar. Don't hesitate, if I'm not mistaken, there's a poll somewhere where you can actually vote on which one is the most important. We're gonna have a look at actually most of them, but those are the most common ones. Refining your value proposition. You know that you have to position yourself differently. How should you do it? Competitive intelligence can help you. You want to update your website for CRO purposes. You want to launch a new campaign. You are trying to improve an existing acquisition or retention channel. You are planning your content for the next 3 months or for the next big campaigns, Black Friday, for instance, or you're trying to pick a new acquisition channel for a specific product. Those are heavy decisions. Those are decisions with consequences, decisions you should think about, decisions where uncertainties are numerous. Competitive intelligence, gathering data from your competitors and really understand what they've been up to, can really help you take the best decisions in that case. The thing is, knowledge is hard to get. It's hard to track competitors because it takes time, it takes resources, and you need to organize this tracking correctly. Understanding what they're doing, it's even harder. You need to understand if it's working better for them. You need to understand if they have a purpose. You need to understand if it's important. You need to understand if these changes are going to last. But the good news is here, you can get it. You can get this knowledge and you can get it the right way. You can make sure to only focus on the most important changes, understand what's working for them. You can understand their purposes, if their changes are lasting, and also how to do this all automatically. As I've said right now, we're going to focus on the different use cases that we've highlighted just before. Before we dig in, there's just one word I wanted to make sure that was highlighted enough in this whole webinar and presentation, and this word is consistency. By being able to do this consistently over time and not skipping any step, you're going to be able to do the most important things that actually matter when it comes to competitive tracking, which is being able to compare, to see the changes over time. And this is where you're really going to be able to cut through the noise and get the real understanding of what your competitors have been up to. First one is a value proposition. We're going to get through a series of examples here. I've sometimes picked some real life examples as well. Yeah, it's going to be quite nice. No, before I dig in, no questions so far. Okay. Okay, all right, we'll do. Perfect. So value proposition. In the case where you're trying to reposition yourself, you can understand how your competitors have been doing this over time. Let's see that, for instance, here the main things that you should do is to focus on their homepage. There's no rocket science here, but within any website, on their homepage, you're going to be able, on the first 3 sections on their website, you're going to be able to understand right away the main benefit they're marketing, who they're marketing to, and what are the main objections they're answering. The thing is, it's not enough to just have a look at a website one day. You need to go through this website every once in a while to see if they're changing it, how they're reorganizing, how they're reorganizing the section, to actually really understand how they've been switching things. Here is an example of a brand that I love called Perfect Keto, health and wellness, selling keto stuff in the US. And you can see how they've been changing their main proposition value here, from upgrade your wellness routine to get your health back on track. Those are 2 very different stuff. You can see as well, and this is the kind of stuff that I like to see when it comes to repositioning your brand and making sure that you have the right proposition value. You can see that they now insist on delicious, low carb, which they didn't before. Plus, they right away add what we've been saying before, the objections that they're answering to. Support weight loss, enjoy tasty food. And you can see that, for instance, here, when they did a reorganization of their website, they actually insisted a lot on the taste, delicious, tasty food, etc. The same. And if you look at the real data of this brand, you're going to see that 9 months ago, they actually made the change of putting forward all the delicious and taste aspect of their products, and they've kept it on their homepage up there since then. All right, second main use case. I'm taking your website for CRO purposes. Here it's pretty much the same thing, except that you will have a look at their product or pricing pages. And the goal here is going to check 3 things. Same for proposition value, but this is where it's super important as well. You want to check, what did they change? What did they remove? And most importantly, what did they keep? Instead of just looking at their website at a specific moment, you want to make sure that you can actually compare to see what did they change and how. For instance, here you have a big supplement brand as well called On It. On the right side, you actually have the version of last year. On the left side, you have the version 2 weeks ago, if I'm not mistaken. And you can see right away, for CRO purposes, how they've reorganized their add to cart button by switching all the delivery options and time as well. And you can see now that it's here per default, and they removed a lot of options, and they have the discount, the discount of the subscription really up there. Those are the kind of changes that they've tried at some point, and then they kept iterating on it. It's a huge learning for you to have if you want to get on CRO optimization of your website. Pretty much the same thing when you're trying to launch a new campaign. A lot of knowledge to get. Go to your competitors, have a look at their past campaigns, and ask those following questions. Did they use the same landing page over and over? Are they running the same offer? Did they use the same ads? Are they using the same hooks? Those are the kind of questions that are actually going to give you a sense of not only what they've been doing, but what have been working for them as well. This is an example that I love, that I've seen actually a few days ago from a cosmetic brand called Charlotte Tilbury. On the left side, you have their homepage for Black Friday 2 years ago. On the right side, you have their homepage for Black Friday last year, 10 months ago. And you can see that it's pretty much exactly the same thing, exactly the same offer, displayed the exact same way. And you can now know that it's been working for them because they've been doing this again and again over the years. Plus, you can also expect them to do pretty much the same thing in a few months when it's going to be Black Friday. Next one, improving your channel. Same thing here. I'm taking the example for the emails. but you want to look at their schedule, if they're consistent, which topic do they address, which kind of emails they're sending as well. Most important thing here, and I'm going to get back to the one word, consistency. Make sure that you can try to see what they've been doing over time and what they've been sticking with, what did they remove and what did they change. And those are the three main areas and the three main insights you should get from your competitors. Planning content, the same. We're going to address this just right after. All right, and then picking the right acquisition channel. Here I have one main advice for you. Looking at the competitor, if you want to know how it's been working for them, it's actually to break their acquisition channel per product or per offer. They might sell a product or an offer to a specific acquisition channel and then another one with another acquisition channel. So you want to make sure when you're exploring your competitor's acquisition channel that you're looking at a really specific offer and product. The cool thing about acquisition channels, when you need to take a decision, there are 10,000 different acquisition channels. Social ads, search ads, emails, SEO, affiliates, event, direct sales, influencers, PR. These are the most common. And usually you can pretty much, for most of them, let's say direct sales, influencers, PR, event, and affiliate, looking at their website, you will know right away because those involve a community. So they're going to ask a lot of people when they land on their website to actually join their influencer program, affiliate program, etc. For the ads, you have a lot of libraries out there that can actually help you see how much ads they're actually publishing and how much ads are active over time. And this way, exploring each acquisition channel that they're currently using, you can have a look at which offers or which products they're actually promoting as well. And this will give you a good understanding of this as well. Cool. Here's the good news. There's a platform that can actually help you do this automatically, effortlessly, on autopilot. It's a platform called Panoramata, and I'm here to show you as well some of the most useful part of the platform that can actually help you really understand what your competitors have been up to without all the heavy lifting of gathering the data, which can take you up to 20 minutes, half an hour per competitor, and how to do this consistently over time. The platform will gather all the data for you automatically, find the right insights so you can actually just really focus on understanding where you should put your efforts for your own marketing strategy. The first thing is save time. Here you have a screenshot of the Panoramata dashboard. You can see that we have summaries of what these brands have been up to recently, a small recap of all the recent updates, plus some statistics on who's been the most active on emails, on ads, which kind of emails, which kind of ads. Plus, of course, you can access all the related emails or ads your competitors have been sending as well. Here, for instance, you're going to be able to see how consistent have been a brand within any specific channel. Here, I'm looking at Onit, the Onit brand, and all their emails are collected on the platform. And I'm able to see right away which kind of emails they're sending. Are the emails, do the email look like the same? And here, for instance, I love this example because you can see right away that it's not the case. And those are the 4 different emails that they're sending. They send a Sunday roundup. They send a product focus email every week as well. Plus, they send an email with a tutorial every week, plus an event as well. And those are the 4 kind of email that this brand is sending consistently since maybe 2 years now. And Panoramata offers you a super easy way to actually have a look at this. And you can pretty much do the same thing with their landing page, with their ads on the platform as well. The platform also gives you cool ways to easily benchmark and compare any group of brands, all your competitors at the same time, and maybe you incite them to actually see right away who's sending the best emails, who's sending the most emails, who's sending the most promotions, who's publishing the most ads, etc. And the platform can help you get this data automatically and highlight to you right away what are your scores against them. You can also get easy overviews. We spoke briefly about content calendars. This is the case here for this brand. Right away, you can have an overview of all the updates gathered by the platform in a calendar format, so you can really just dig in and search to understand, for instance, Black Friday, Mother's Day, Father's Day, Valentine's Day, you name it, any keyword you might think of, when and how did I start to speak about this. Same thing, we've seen this example already. Compare the changes or not. It makes it super easy to actually see what they've been changing on their website, on their homepage, on their product page, on their pricing pages as well, and what they've kept or improved. You can also, and that's maybe the one of the biggest part, organize your knowledge. Each time on the platform, you're going to see an email, an ad, an SMS, landing pages. You're going to be able to save them and organize them into lists that are, I'm going to say it this way, Pinterest marketing boards. The platform can also help you quite quickly generate insights and summaries for any of your competitors. If at some point you need a summary of what they've been up to these last 2 weeks, or the main insights you could gather for them, you're just one click away. The platform will, of course, also help you cut through the noise automatically. You have all the data you need, but you have the real insights right away. It's going to tell you what you should do to actually improve your own scores against your competitors. If you need to improve your email spam score, the volume of emails you're sending, if there are topics that they're mentioning that you're not, the platform is going to tell you and give you insights on what you should do next to go beat them. And then, of course, within the platform as well, you're going to have access to what we're calling the Panoramata Assistant, powered by AI, where you're going to be able to ask any question about your competitors, and the platform is going to give you the answer here. For instance, in this example, you have which discounts were promoted by my competitors recently, and you have the list of all the discount made by which competitors instantly. And yep, that's pretty much it. I'm going to share the link right now. You should see a link just up there to book a call if you want to schedule a demo so I can show you the platform right away. The platform, Panoramata, is here to help you track your competitors effortlessly on one single platform: email, ads, SMS, landing pages, SEO, you name it, anything that is related to performance marketing. We're going to track them about your competitors, so you don't have to do this manually first, and you're going to get the right insights to make sure you can beat the competition. I believe I've answered, meanwhile, while speaking, all the questions that I got. So I believe we're all good. All right. Okay, perfect. All right, then, wonderful. Thanks for joining. Have an amazing day, and wherever you are in the world, take care. Bye-bye.